neither here nor there. But I mean, it's not like school teachers were just popping off. I mean, this is people that live high-risk lifestyles.
Yeah. And that, I want to go back to the WWF wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, and I don't know if the guy's telling the truth or not. I wasn't there. What was that, 86? 87?
Well, when the
kids were killed.
87.
Yeah.
87.
I was 8 years old, so clearly I wasn't there.
And I believe it was 2017 or 18 when
2018.
when the wrestler came forward.
Right, and I did see that video. There's a level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Believability that has to be called into question when someone admits to having been on drugs for 27 out of the last 30 years.
Yeah, you gotta know.
You know, I mean, you have to evaluate their reliability.
Well, how much of your perceptions are, in fact,
Chemical induced.
right? And
You
I
know,
mean, that's, you know.
Was he like, again, I've not researched this, but was he actually on a bender and thought he saw something?
Right.
You know, was he in a chemical induced haze and thought that he got a call from somebody? I mean,
Even if he's the most honest guy around and truly believes what he's saying.
did he get high and watch a movie where something
Right.
happened and he just thought that was him? I mean,
You have to wonder, when you've lived almost 30 years in an altered state.
yeah, that can go sideways real quick. And I don't want to say someone's reliable or not.
No.
If I haven't, talked to him at least in person once.
But I think we have to
But
be
you
fair
have
and
to-
say that cause a little bit of doubt.
Yeah, you have to look at that from a burden of evidence at least, or character, you know. So.
I mean, there's a lot more to the case with the
volumes.
Big time drug dealer out of Louisiana, and the CIA and DEA, and it's huge.
It is huge.
It's too much to write down.
And it's caused, like the parents have suffered
Mhm.
terribly.
Well, apparently they have been paying for a private investigator to keep investigating this. I don't know what they think they're going to uncover, because number one, it happened 32 years ago.
But at the same time, I know when Mara Leverett, a local journalist who has written a book about this, when she had people investigating it, at first the police claimed that there was no tarp found at the scene, which has been proven false.
Yeah, didn't the report actually change on a lot of details?
Yeah.
That's shady as hell, man. If it's not right the first time, what the hell makes us think that the second one's believable?
Right.
You know?
And I mean, I understand what you're saying, like how if you couldn't get the truth close to the timeliness of it, how are you going to get the truth now? But I think it all boils down to they feel like there was never justice for their boys, and they're right.
Right. But as much as I hate to admit it, I don't think there ever will be.
No, I don't think so
Because
either.
here's the thing: if it was a drug cartel that was involved, they're not going to fess up to it. If it was the government that was involved, they're sure as hell not going to fess up to it.
And not even federal government, local government.
Yeah,
sheriffs and
what was he, the county coroner, the
state medical examiner.
State medical examiner. If he,
I'm telling you, this guy's name will come up more often the more we talk about local cases. Trust me.
If he botched that, which he obviously did,
I'm not sure that was botched. I think that was
whatever.
a paid for decision.
Fine. It wasn't done truthfully and
No.
accurately. Let's go with that. He's certainly not going to admit it.
No.
Where are they going to get this closure from? I hate it for him. My heart breaks for him. I dare say they could probably just save their money and suck it up and
But at the same time,
just have to understand
if that's your child, you're just going to give it
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
Man.
And they might not get justice for their kids, but if they keep going, they may, they're probably hoping to break something open against these other people
Who
to
were
keep
involved.
them
Like
from
dominoes,
doing it
yeah.
Well,
to someone else's kids.
and I appreciate that, and I appreciate their tenacity. But these other people have a hell of a lot more money than they do, and a whole lot more money. If they can pull off something like that I'm sure was just a quick, hey, make this happen, number two, that type of thing. Do these parents think they're going to find the big bad secret that's going to bring everybody to justice? I mean, like I said,
No, but as a parent, you're going to keep trying no matter what.
I think I think it's like Amber's saying, you got to do what lets you sleep at night.
Yeah.
And I think I can certainly understand why they feel like they have this mission to not let their sons just fade into memory.
Yeah.
No, and I totally agree with that. Here's the thing though. From a realistic standpoint, they're not going to get any kind of closure any more than they already have. And to continuously go after this never gives them time to grieve, never gives them time to heal. As much as you can heal from your son being murdered.
And maybe that's really what they're after. They can't be quiet. They can't be still, because then
they have to grieve.
right.
But
and
the other thing too is, though, Chris, other people keep bringing it up, just like this Billy Jack Hayes brought it back up in 2016, 2017. You know,
Right.
with these claims he's made, and I didn't realize this, but he's claiming that he was hired to do security because supposedly these drug deals, etc., were being robbed.
Yeah, they thought it was
that just breaks my heart.
And guess what?
Yeah,
He claimed in this same video that he witnessed the murders of Kevin and Don, that police officers were the ones that were robbing the drug deals.
You just can't trust anybody anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah, it just breaks my heart that a drug dealer would get robbed. Worthless bastards.
if we can't protect the drug
Yeah,
dealers.
I mean, then what can we do?
Yeah.
Let's see, it was the politician that hired him because these local police officers,
Allegedly.
local police officers were stealing the drug money from these deals that get his fingers in. So.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever know the truth of this, but I think we can all establish some shady shit went down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And
absolutely.
2 kids died.
And you said the medical examiner also did the West Memphis 3?
He was involved in a lot
He
of
screwed
different
that
cases.
up.
Oh, I'm telling you, for a space of about 20 years, he just created havoc in a lot of legal cases because of
His ineptitude.
right. I mean,
I
just
mean-
stupid rulings like this, like who dies from pot smoking?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
Rolled up in a tarp on
yeah,
the
on a
railroad
railroad
tracks,
track.
I mean, it's more
I mean,
believable to me that this guy's getting paid off by someone
Yeah, that's
more than he's
that's a
just
shit-
so stupid
a shit ton of
that he can't do
ineptitude.
his job.
I
don't know.
I think that was a little bit of
I think it was a
and
little bit of both.
Yeah.
Well, I never
Yeah.
underestimate anybody's stupidity ever.
No.
I mean-
I've done that before and it bit me in the ass. So
I mean, he became a real joke. I mean, I
it sounded
remember.
like it started out as one.
Well, but he flew under the radar for a little while but then when a couple of really high-profile things happened, like this and the West Memphis 3 and some other things, it just like people started kind of going, "Whoa, I'm seeing."
I want to know how
patterns
such a monumental idiot gets appointed to a position like that to begin with. You know, I
Let's
mean,
see what background I can find on it.
usually, and I am not an expert in political appointees, but usually, if you get appointed to a position, you have some experience in that position.
Not necessarily. You see a lot of things, especially like state government, where they'll appoint somebody to a commission or whatever that may not have experience in that. They'll learn it, and they're a buddy, so I'm going to appoint them.
Well, but in a commission, there's more than one person. There's a series of checks and balances.
There is, true.
And as the
But
state medical
the
examiner,
appointment process is the same.
well, yeah, but as the state medical examiner, that's a solo gig.
Well, and I
You
mean,
know?
he may have had the credentials. He just didn't have
he was
the knowledge or the
The skills, knowledge, and abilities.
yeah, exactly.
he's dead now.
Oh, so we can talk as much shit about
Yeah,
it as
he
we want.
can't. He died in Clearwater, Florida. He was age 85 in August of last year.
Okay.
Retired on all that money he was paying.
Well, he was an Egyptian immigrant, so I think he got his medical training in Egypt
Okay.
and came.
Well, but his nationality doesn't change the fact that
No.
he's fucked.
I'm just trying to give you
He
his.
said his training wasn't here.
So I don't know, like.
Well, and he even still, because at the hospital that I work at, there are a lot of
Oh yeah.
foreign doctors, and they still have to be
Oh.
board certified by the American Medical Association.
Right. I'm just giving you his background.
Right.
It said that he became examiner in 1979.
That's when I was born.
And it says Moloch's role in some of the state's most controversial cases ultimately led to his resignation under pressure in 1991. and it talks about this particular case kind of being the last nail in his coffin.
Right. When was the West Memphis 3 thing?
It was he was actually gone, but
Maybe he was. Let me look.
yeah.
Well,
It all runs together for me.
Yeah, and that's why I asked, because I didn't realize that he had retired.
Yeah, he was gone.
He had resigned
that early.
already.
Yeah. So what? I'm gonna Google Fahmy Malik cases.
Well, I hope he didn't train the guy that came after him.
That would be bad.
West Memphis 3 was after he left.
Let me show you how to fuck this job up.
Well, I'll tell you, there was a lot of his staff over the years that not necessarily testified against him, but made statements to investigators, etc., about some of his practices, and so they knew there was some shady stuff going on.
I found an article here that said he erroneously testified in many criminal cases, and the title of
How do you erroneously testify?
That's easy. You give incorrect facts.
Mm-hmm.
Like boys died of pot
Smoking the pot.
Yeah.
You know what though? If your job is to prevent or present facts, and you do it poorly, or give facts that you know to be wrong, that's perjury. That's not an erroneous.
He had several rulings reversed by juries, and other outside pathologists challenged his findings. In one instance, he misread a medical chart and wrongly accused a deputy county coroner of killing someone.
Wow.
The coroner.
How does the coroner kill someone? They're supposed to be dead when
Before
they
you
get there.
get there,
Yeah.
You're supposed to be dead.
oh, this is one.
You've got to fix that. Yeah.
Okay. It says some of his controversial rulings include the Albright case in June of '85. Raymond P. Albright, 50 of Mountain Home, was found in his yard of a gunshot wound. He'd been arrested the night before on theft charges, and it was ruled a suicide. In his yard, dead of gunshot wounds, and it was a suicide.
Well, I mean, you can kill yourself with a gun.
You have multiple.
Probably not more than one shot though. I mean,
Yeah.
not you.
I mean, if you
listen.
shoot yourself in the foot,
He
Yeah.
shot himself 5 times in the chest.
No, that's probably not a suicide.
one might have been him.
Yeah.
We
Two,
think,
maybe.
We think, says his ex-wife, he was murdered.
We have a sneaky
He was
suspicion.
allegedly murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, the Ives and Henry case, it said they were run over by a train near Alexander. They'd been lying squarely on the tracks. Moloch ruled that they had been smoking marijuana and dozed off and slept. Second autopsy indicated the stab wounds on his back, and then on Henry's back, and then Ives had been struck on the skull.
With his own rifle is what I heard.
A grand jury overruled Moloch and stated the boys were in fact murdered.
Wow.
Malcolm case, Andrew Smith, this is 89, who police said had shot himself, was declared brain dead at University Hospital. Life support was withdrawn. A week later, Moloch told officers that the order to end life support was given by a deputy county coroner. This is the one
Which is probably wrong.
who had not consulted Smith's family, and that he would have to rule Malcolm killed him. So that's where he's saying the county coroner killed this
I
guy.
don't think that's how that works.
I don't think so either.
I mean, I don't know a lot about medical law, but if the person's dead and being kept alive by a machine,
And it said police investigating
Brain dead.
the accusation
Not dead.
discovered that the attending physician had used a medical symbol on the chart to show that life support was ended after the family had been consulted. And Malik misread it and thought the symbol meant that they hadn't been consulted, and so started this big stink. But he did, to be fair, apologize for his mistake.
oh yeah, because that restores that guy's reputation.
Yeah, right.
Hey, sorry, I accused you of murder. My
Uh-huh.
bad.
So I unaccused
You'll be
you.
all right.
Shut up. Yeah.
I said I was wrong. Damn.
Don't be such a bitchin' baby. Then there was a case of Gregory Stevens in 1990. Hot Springs was fatally shot while on the front porch of his home.
That's the one that was shot 5 times?
No, this is another one. Ernest D. Lemons was brought to trial on the murder charge. Witnesses said that Stevens had been shot from the street 40 feet away, and Malik said he was shot point blank.
Wow.
And So it ended up, this guy was